Welcome, beautiful souls. This is how would a tarot reader describe you? Pile 1, pile 2. Let's jump right into it. Welcome, pile 1. This is how would a tarot reader describe you? For starters, you definitely have been through so much pain, especially with the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. But with the 10 of Swords, you've been through this transition where you've left a past self behind or multiple past selves behind. With the 5 of Swords, you have been betrayed multiple times. And this has rocked your trust when it comes to other people. You're less oversharing than you used to. And now you have a sort of protection around yourself because you realize that you can't trust everyone. You have to protect yourself. And this gives you a strength because you're less open to betrayal. You have a lot of self-respect and you're not willing to tolerate any sort of disrespect. You have really good boundaries as well. You come off as someone who is super confident in themselves. You're also very intelligent. You're extremely grounded and balanced. You have a good balance between all of the elements. You're very intelligent, but also fierce and grounded within yourself. You're humble, but also in touch with your emotions. You're someone who is so loving and giving. People deeply value you and your connection and what you have to offer. I feel like you are just reaching the surface of how valuable you are. So I feel like you don't actually see how valuable you actually are and how unique and special you are. You're used to yourself. But the ones that don't get access to you every second of every day see you in such a beautiful light of gold and yellow. I feel like you may have Leo strongly in your chart, but you're this ray of sunshine. You have this bubbly personality, this brightness to you that really warms other people and makes them want to protect you. You're also extremely good with your words and with communication and setting boundaries, but you have this sense of peace and serenity to your energy that people feel so calm, feel seen and heard in your presence. You could be very creative as well. You have a lot of ideas. You could have a lot of different hobbies, and I feel like every single day you're doing something different. It's like, oh yeah, yesterday you wanted to be a graphic designer. Today you want to be a singer. Tomorrow you're going to be a hairdresser. It's just all of these different avenues because you are so passionate. Also, I'm getting Gemini strongly as well. And I'm seeing the 7 of Cups where he's contemplating all of these different routes and he doesn't know which one to choose. I feel like you have so much free will in this lifetime where your story, your life is not all laid out. There's certain events that are bound to happen, but you have so much control. You can do whatever you want, and I feel like that's why you came into this life, is to explore and try so many different things. And I feel like you're the type of person who is willing to try anything at least once. You're very open-minded, but you're also extremely observant as well. I feel like you read people really well. Your eyes can be very piercing, where it feels like you're staring into people's souls. But I feel like you do have really beautiful eyes. Also, your body is really beautiful. Your shape, if you have any tattoos, even though in the world, she is completely bare. She has no tattoos, no piercings, nothing. You could be natural, like you don't wear any makeup, you don't have your hair dyed, you don't have any piercings, no tattoos. Even if you're not and you do have makeup on, anything, all of that, you're still beautiful. But that could be something that people notice about you, is that you physically look different than like the average person. That's gonna end pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Definitely stop by pile 2 if you feel called to it. If not, let me know how this resonates. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I post, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Welcome, pile 2. This is how would a tarot reader describe you? Honestly, I think you should definitely stop by pile 1 because it's very similar energy. I even brought up the 7 of Cups, but it seems like you're really going through it mentally. You could be going through it physically as well, but It seems like mentally you are really struggling. It feels like you're trapped, you're disconnected from your emotions, and that you have this wall up that keeps you protected and away from other people. Sometimes you could be a little too sharp with your words, honest, but a little too honest. You're great at communication though. I feel like you're definitely the go-to person if someone wants honesty, they want advice, they want your opinion. You're definitely the go-to person for that. But I just feel like you have so many options, so many things to do. Some of them are a lot better than others. Also, I'm getting Pisces. I feel like mentally, you just have so much going on, so many ideas, so much creativity. You could overanalyze everything. Also, Aries is coming up as well. People just see you as in your head. You could space out sometimes where they can tell you're not fully in the present because you're thinking about something. You just have that far away look on your face. I feel like you've dealt with so much loss, and it's really easy for you to get hung up on that loss instead of seeing what you still have, or looking so far into the past and trying to recreate what was good instead of looking to the future with a new perspective. There's been a lot of change and endings within your life, and I feel like you've kind of gotten used to it. You could be a very sensitive person, and not in a bad way. There's nothing wrong with it, but you just feel so deeply where it's really difficult for you to let some things go, and it causes you more trouble than it's worth. I feel like you may have had chronic stress for a while as well for this reason. You could also read a lot. You're someone who does the research, someone who is willing to question what someone tells them and is like, okay, let me search this up first and see if you're telling the truth. You're not just going to take someone or something at face value. You're going to dig deeper. I just heard the song from, I think, Princess and the Frog, where it's like, you gotta dig a little deeper. You don't know where you are. You gotta dig a little deeper. So I don't know if Princess and the Frog is important to you or if that has any meaning, but I also feel like you don't like small talk. It's boring, it's draining. You like to dig into the deep stuff. I feel like a lot of connections that you have started with trauma bonding and trauma dumping. You're good at handling heavy things as well. So when people do trauma dump on you, you listen, you're compassionate, but you're not going to absorb what they're telling you. You're not going to take on what they're feeling, take on what they're going through. And that may have been something that you struggled with in the past, trying to make sure that you only hold on to your stuff and not other people's. I feel like you've gotten really good at having those boundaries that protect you and honestly protect them as well, and not enmesh with another person. Healing codependency. I also feel like you're a huge animal lover. You're kind of like Snow White, where the animals just gravitate towards you. You have a pure energy where you're not a malicious person. You're not out to get people. You firmly believe in karma, and you're not going to intentionally hurt someone for no reason. Also, I feel like you're honestly angelic, like an angel on earth. I feel like you're just so sweet of a person. You care about everyone. You want the best for people. I kind of just want to give you like a big hug. I feel like you make a lot of people feel that way. I feel like you are a good hugger as well. Like your hugs are just very soft, warm, gentle, and nurturing. That's gonna end pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Definitely stop by pile 1 if you feel called to it. If not, let me know how this resonates. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I post, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.